In this video, I'm going to remove the little wire from the lavalier mic that you can see in this clip here. I'm just using the mouse scroll wheel to zoom in a little bit so that you can see that more clearly. I've been given this clip and asked if I can remove the wire from the video. And we're going to do that using After Effects, and we're going to use a combination of the Rotobrush and Content Aware Fill in After Effects. I just want to make a quick point to say that if you're a subscriber to the channel and you've come back here for the photography content, then I've moved that off to another channel, which I'm linking above just now. But this channel is now going to be dedicated to video production, Adobe Premiere and After Effects and all associated aspects of that. So having said that, let's get into it now. We're going to do this in After Effects, so I right click on the clip and replace with After Effects composition. That loads up Adobe After Effects and it immediately asks us to save it. I'm just going to overwrite a previous file that I had here. Just say yes to that. And After Effects has created a new composition and it has loaded the clip that we've transferred to it into that composition. Just holding down the space bar, we can go to the area that we want to work on. Now, to do this, we're going to use the Rotobrush, and in order to make that work, we need to double click on the clip within the composition. That loads the clip into the program monitor, and here I'm going to hold down the space key and just go down to the area that we want to look at. You can use the mouse scroll wheel if you want to just move that around. We're at a considerable magnification here. We're at 450%, so there is a little bit of jaggedness in the edges of this. To use the Rotobrush, you'll find it up here in the tools. If I click and hold on that, you'll see that there are in fact two tools. There is the Rotobrush tool itself and there is the Refine Edge tool. We're not going to be using the Refine Edge tool in this tutorial. We're just going to be using the Rotobrush tool. So I'll click on that to load the Rotobrush tool. You can change the size of the brush by holding down Control or Command and the left mouse button, and you can move the mouse forward to increase the size of it and move it back to reduce the size of it. So we'll keep it down to about the size of the wire that we want to remove, and I'm just going to paint over the wire in the area that we want to remove it. If we set the brush size similar to the size of the wire, sometimes After Effects selects an area that you don't want. If that happens, then what you can do is you can hold down the Alt or Option key and the brush will turn red instead of green, and you can select the area that you want to remove. Let's just remove everything that's not needed around this wire, because the smaller the area that we're doing Content Aware Fill in, the better it's going to be and the faster it's going to work. So let's just get that whole area selected. That's perfect. Now let's select the area where the wire is here. So I'm just going to draw right over that area with the Rotobrush. Now I don't want to select the area that is next to the edge here because it makes it really difficult for After Effects to figure out how it should fill that area. So I'm just going to try and keep the edge out of the selected area. So let's just get that bit selected as well. That's perfect. And let's go down here, select a bit more. Good. You have to, with a combination of the brush and the remove brush using Alt or Option, you have to make a number of different passes in order to get this to work. So I'm not going to waste time with this. Now I'm going to speed that up so that you don't have to waste time watching me refine this particular area. So now we have created the selection area. I just want to eliminate this little border area. Just want to keep those separate for the moment. Having painted out the Rotobrush area, then we need to press the space bar, and that will play through the clip, and the Rotobrush will track the area as best it can. So let's press space.
Recuerda que todos los procedimientos varían.
Oh, I just pressed space again because I don't want to record the sound from that. So you can see now that the rotoscoping is continuing on through the clip. And it's doing a pretty good job of tracking the wire from the mic. So let's just speed that up and not waste too much time watching it happen. There is an area where the Rotobrush seems to separate and not cover a small part of it, but since the Rotobrush can't really see the wire in that place, it's very unlikely that when we come back to 100% magnification that any viewer is going to be able to see it either. So I'm quite sure that it will be fine, and that the Rotobrush is tracking really the visible area that is realistic to be seen. Now, there is this little area at the end where the subject's hand moves across in front of the wire, and that causes the Rotobrush just to lose its place there. Just going to use page up and page down to get to the point where the wire is visible again, and I'm just going to paint in the Rotobrush coverage just as it was previously. And again, I need to eliminate the bits that we don't want. And then I can press space again to let it continue through to the end. That little piece will be removed. So having got the Rotobrush then to cover the whole area, I'm just going to take us right back to the beginning here. And what we're going to do is freeze that in place. But before we do that, we have to do the critical thing to make this work with content aware fill, and that is to invert the foreground and background. So if I just go back to the composition, you can see that once you invert that, it's black, indicating that it has been removed from the composition. So I'll go back to the clip, and now that we've done that, I'm just simply going to freeze the Rotobrush calculations that we've made in place, and you can see that we're doing that now. Again, the freezing process takes quite a long time, so we're just going to speed up the video and run straight through to the end. The Rotobrush is now frozen in place, and we can move on to the content aware fill. So I've just moved back to the composition here, and you'll see content aware fill here in the panel on the right hand side of your layout. If you don't see that, go to Window and make sure that Content Aware Fill is checked, and that panel should appear for you. You have the window here with the fill target, and you can see the little area that is being replaced. It's magnified very much in my view, so it's really a tiny area that we're working on. You can automatically expand that, but we don't want to do that because it will interfere with the edge here. We are using the object method for fill. In this particular case, there are other methods available, and we can cover those in other videos. We're doing the entire work area. So now all we need to do is click on Generate Fill Area. And After Effects is going to fill in the area that is black on the screen. And once again, we'll just speed through this to avoid wasting time watching something which is quite a slow process. After Effects first analyzes the clip, and then it renders a fill area for that, and it's now done that. And if we move back to fit in the area, then we can see, I'll just zoom in a little bit on it, and you can see that it's done a great job of removing the lead from the image. And if we play that, you can see that it follows that through, and there's really no appearance of the microphone lead in that at all. And even if we zoom in on that a bit, you can see that it's done quite a good job of filling in the area that we rotobrushed. So now we can just save the project in After Effects and then close down After Effects, and we're back into Premiere Pro. And you can see that instead of having the clip, we have the After Effects composition there that we can play. If, however, we play that directly in Premiere, it can be a little bit slow, and you can actually see from the yellow dot that it's dropping a few frames. So it's probably better not to have it processed with After Effects every time, but we can right click on the After Effects clip and render and replace. So we're creating a regular video file instead of it having to go to After Effects each time in order to play that. Again, we'll just speed through the rendering and replacement. And once that process is finished, then you have a regular video file in place of the After Effects composition, which you can play as normal. And if we just go back and fit the video back into the program monitor at the normal size, maybe just zoom in a little bit so that we can see it a little bit more clearly, and then play the video, you can see that After Effects has indeed done an excellent job in removing the microphone lead from the video. And if at any time you want to go back to the After Effects composition, you can simply right click on the clip and restore unrendered. And as you can see, we've been working with a 4K clip here. Things might be a lot faster to process if we'd been working with an HD clip, but I wanted to show you how it works in full resolution. So I hope you learned something from this video about how to use the Rotobrush in combination with Content Aware Fill. It makes it really easy to remove things from your videos using After Effects. And if you learned something, it would be great if you could give this video a like. It really does help the channel. And if you want to see more of these kind of tutorials, then please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.